forward to try to take this point early. They're going to get some control percent pretty quick, I think.
I mean, Jonak gets the first pickoff of the engagement, and that makes all the difference for the NYXL. Just slow pushing. NYXL plays a very defensive style with the 3-3. They wait for you to make a positional error, and then they pick you off, as opposed to playing aggressively. So they will stand there and just wait patiently, trying to avoid taking damage all day.
It happened again. It happened already. We didn't even get time to finish talking about the last fight, and already Sato is dead in the next one. NYXL, no trouble at all defending that one, and it's like you said, man. I mean, you find the way to sort of peel people off, get those picks, win the fight early, and like we were talking about before the match began, Sato really oftentimes finds himself away from the rest of his team for some reason.
Well, I just think it's not that Sato is a poor player, it's that I just don't think he has synergy with the rest of this roster.
Right. Mono with a big Earth Shatter ready to go. I don't know, maybe that's too much of an assumption to assume it's big, but it might be. It is Mono we're talking about. Graviton Surge used early on. They're going to throw in the self-destruct. Holding it out, no kills out of the self-destruct. Grab comes on from Philly now. Sound barrier for Philly too as they try to push forward. Oh, that Shatter did not end up working out for NYXL, but Philly lands a good one though. Sato coming back with a counter Shatter that could lead to enough kills to take the point. Looks like it will as Jonak goes down. They should be able to flip it.
Yeah, good focus fire from the Fusion there to take out Mono even through the sound barrier. They die on the point to get a few extra percent. Now sitting at 74. Philadelphia used a lot of resources though. EQO coming in here on the flank. This is going to be a nice stun right here.
Yep.
Very good on the animation. Nice flank by EQO to get behind and make sure that shield bash landed.
New York on the high ground now. Dropping down. We'll see if they can separate in the tank. Sato getting low already. EQO in trouble as well. Carpe all charged out, but it doesn't matter. The damage is done. Sato and EQO down already. New York just kind of dropped on him like Batman and knocked him out.
That's right. I mean, what are you saying? New York very decisive on that approach. They know Philadelphia doesn't have a whole lot left. And look at Boombox dies very close to that Transcendence. We'll have it up for this next engagement though, but it will also be matched by Jonak. Both teams with the Graviton Surges available to them.
Didn't take them long to flip that back, did it?
Nope.
Not really. Philly trying the same thing here. Up on the high ground. We'll see if maybe they can find an angle onto New York, but they got to do it fast. 90% for NYXL already. There's the grab onto Philly. Mono diving in, gets charged out of it though. Sato finished off by Mono's charging counters. Now there's a Shatter, knocking him down. No kills from the self-destruct from Poco. Not something you say very often. Meanwhile, a back cap attempt by Philly, but the team is all split up. There's no way they can win this and hold the point. Even if they do back cap it, not going to happen. It's just going to be Neptuno trying to keep the point alive. And he will for now, but it doesn't look like anyone else from Philly is going to get there. That's round one going to New York.
Yeah. As expected. New York looking dominant here, wanting to keep that lossless map streak alive, and they extend it, or can extend it on this next point to 21.
You're putting the cart before the horse a little bit, but NYXL, man, I think it's easy to assume that they're going to win maps. That's kind of just what they do.
Yeah, and overall, 16-5 eliminations in favor of NYXL. Nene did not die at all on that first point. We'll see if he can keep that up.
Now, when you look at Philly, do you ever wonder where Eggy is?
I constantly wonder where Fraggy
Me
is,
too.
in fact.
Me too. I wonder where Fraggy is. It's times like this, you kind of wonder if some of those synergy issues might be solved, but we'll have to wait and see as we get things started on Shrine. Fusion trying to tie things up here. Same compositions from both teams. Going for the Reinhardt 3-3 again.
Yeah, surprising we're not seeing any kind of
yeah, good start for Philadelphia Fusion. Boombox needs a little bit of healing here. Hard to poke your head out on a map that you know Jonak is lurking around around in on the other side. The right clicks are looking for you.
That's right. And
on board with Sato now.
Yeah, Poke just coming in from both teams. They're trying to build up some ultimates here before committing to this fight. Sato nearly there at an Earth Shatter. Same with Ana.
He's got the Shatter. Reinhardt mind games again. Those shield games. Animo down early. Boombox finds a big pick. Something we've seen him do a lot in the past.
Yeah, Neptuno, they're in the back line. Displacing the members of the NYXL.
Sato. Roasting everybody on that Zarya. New York sent back to spawn yet again. Philadelphia Fusion. They're on the verge of 100 to 0ing this point.
Yeah, looking strong. Ult economy, they've really kept it together. I believe that was the first fight we've seen where Sato died first, where they actually won the team fight. So
yeah,
turning that around at least in that team fight here on Busan. Now NYXL going to try and make one. You have time, and also you don't want to fight them. You need to back off when the sound barrier is in play.
Sure.
Because the thought process there is, okay, if we let you have the point, the sound barrier will fade away, and then maybe we can make a re-engagement and take it back immediately. So they had to leave it there, and they've got plenty of other opportunities to come back and try and recap right now. They only need to win one fight in order to take this point.
Now that's the thing. Philadelphia moving around the right side now. Couple ultimates to use. Might just try to draw some out from New York first, though. Come back stronger with the next fight. We'll see. Hiding around that corner. Trying to show the shield as little as possible. There we go. Graviton Surge comes in. They're going to remove Carpe from the equation. Philadelphia losing their damage early on. Poco's self-destruct doesn't find anybody. Sato's Earth Shatter didn't find anybody. And Philadelphia Fusion sent packing again. They're going to have to regroup. And okay, Sound Barrier. They're committing now. Trying to go in. Poco demech though. New York not phased. They've only got the grab left on the Philly side. I don't know, man. What do you think about that commitment there? Jonak fragging out meanwhile.
Jonak fragging out, but when we saw them come back in, they realized that the NYXL didn't really have a lot of tools. So I think the sound barrier was definitely the right call. But the pickoffs at the end of that fight were absolutely crucial. NYXL now, they're looking to win one more fight and take this. We are going straight to 99-99.
I mean, it's going to come down to the Zaryas, really. I mean, both of them are going to have the Graviton Surge for the next fight. Carpe's got his. Nene just got his now. And it's how those teams play around that ultimate that I think is going to make the difference. Yeah, see what they do.
Yeah, tools better than
on Intel Core i7 and by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Огонь по готовности! Огонь по готовности!
this point, we're pretty connected to each other in New York and us.
저희가 작년에 필라델피아랑 붙었을 때 처음으로 졌었는데
The Philadelphia Fusion bring a massive upset.
They're like a big rival in the league.
Philadelphia Fusion is going to the grand finals.
그런 날 엄청 많이 생각나요. 그때 너무나 큰 아픔을 받았기 때문에 시즌 2 때는 저희가 그만큼 아픔을 주려고 합니다.
In NYXL with a 4-0 victory. Absolutely crushing it, taking the series in dominant form here.
The first time we saw them, they just play better than us. Nothing to say, they just outplayed us. But I think now this time we are like prepared and we have a good chance to win.
그래서 지금 좀 탱커를 많이 교환하는 메타일 때는 그렇게 세다고 생각은 안 해요.
They're very decisive and calculated with the way they play, playing around cooldowns, playing around positioning. We're not like that. We're always playing for the best win condition we have and how to completely annihilate the enemy team.
필라델피아에게 한마디 하자면은 필라델피아 저번 주에 이미 4대0 내드렸고 저희가 뭐 기분이 너무 좋으면 1점 정도는 드릴 수 있습니다.
작년에 저희한테 이제 씻을 수 없는 아픔을 줬는데 이번 시즌은 저희가 이제 되돌려 드리겠습니다.
I mean, we have shown that we were able to beat them before. We're gonna do it again this week.
If we keep going the way we're going now, I think we're gonna stomp them. I don't think there's any team that can stop us.
A map in a tough meta for them, but we still have at least 3 more maps to go here today. Time enough to come back against a team they've beaten before, but man, they're gonna have to do a lot if they're going to take out Mono on the NYXL. This guy is insane, dude. Like, one of my favorite things to watch, we were talking about this during the break, is when New York grabs, he picks somebody important and charges him out of the grab, isolates him for the easy kill. Like, watch for it. He's getting really good at it.
Yeah, and that's actually the primary reason they were able to run it back on the second point of Busan was because he was playing so well around their Graviton surges, sometimes taking Carpe out at the start of those fights. And I really believe that Mono is, for me at least, the sort of MVP candidate of this season already. I mean, he has been absolutely outstanding, which is why it was so weird when in the stage playoffs, he seemed to be underperforming. But if we look at his regular season performance, I think this guy's the best, most well-rounded tank in this league that we have right now and is a front runner for that MVP title.
Definitely agree. We're going to the Temple of Anubis. It's going to be our assault map. Place for Philadelphia Fusion will try to tie things up. They had a pretty good round on Shrine, but in the end, New York just kind of had their number in that last fight. You know, they needed that Lucio to speed boost the team in there. Ended up being 2 grouped up, caught in the grab. But hey, it's a new map, it's a new opportunity, and we'll see if Philadelphia Fusion can run it back now.
And I love this strategy from the Philadelphia Fusion. I think this is a really good strategy overall. It always was popular, not with the Torbjorn, of course, but with the Widowmaker, and of course the Junkrat and the Orisa to create these bunkers. But the reason why I think it's particularly good on Temple of Anubis is that it makes it very hard to take point A. So you're committing your resources to a point A hold instead of playing 3-3 and committing to a point B hold. But the advantage is that your ult economy isn't ruined even if you get capped fast, because the Junkrat will be able to get the Riptire, which can often buy you enough time to generate ult charge for the first fight on B. Then you switch the rest of the composition over to the 3-3.
Yeah. Can at least buy you that time anyway. New York Excelsior over to the Reinhardt 3-3 as they see what they're up against here. Poke on that Torbjorn. And we'll see what Philly's got. Now, Junkrat can certainly do a ton of damage, even to these heavy tank compositions. He can blow through shields pretty quick. Carpe on the side trying to find a shot.
Yeah, the adaptation
needs to be careful here.
Is the Ana here from NYXL, so that they can play around the cooldown of the Biotic Grenade, just like they did right there by throwing it down and then going through. That is a great job on the Orisa pull right there. Hulk comes in.
Pulls him in for that last finishing damage that EQO needed. Carpe, of course, helping out from the side there, too. And now New York going to have to wait for their main tank to come back, and it's going to be a swap from Mono onto the Hammond, actually. He's going over to the Wrecking Ball now.
I mean, he has to. There's no other way he can rejoin his teammates without them going through the main choke again.
Yeah.
So he either has to go to the Hammond or to the Winston. And the Wrecking Ball here is more disruptive to push people off the high ground, and that's what he does.
Jonak domes EQO with a couple of orbs. Mono finds Boombox as well, and suddenly things falling apart in a hurry for Philly. Poco does finish off Libero, but now it's on Carpe to try to carry yet again.
Nene is nano boosted. He's going to melt through everybody on the point. That's it.
That's what happens, yeah.
Carpe can shoot at people right now, but he has to actually contest the objective, and that's not going to happen. So this time, that was just such an intelligent swap from the NYXL. Mono takes control of the high ground, and that pile driver disrupts their entire hardpoint composition.
Well, it's so distracting, too, for Philly to deal with. I mean, that's
Great
what
swap.
allowed Jonak to probably find that angle on EQO as well. Everybody's looking at the Wrecking Ball.
Very nicely done. And now NYXL, they have to swap back to the Reinhardt. You'll notice Philadelphia Fusion have also made those changes, but they're not going to have anywhere near the ult charge. Jonak and Animo already there with a couple of support ults. They're going to be able to pop those and just run in.
Yeah, they just got to poke a little bit.
They know Carpe doesn't have Graviton, so there's no need to save support ults right now.
Hey, why not get aggressive here? Going in now, Mono gets stunned, but they're still going to walk forward anyway. Damage onto Sato. He's in big trouble. Transcendence used by New York as they move forward, and Boombox on his own. Jonak finishes Sato off as well, and once again, the members of Philly Fusion dropping like flies, and it is looking good for New York here on point B. Poco D-Max taken out. Now the control begins to grow. The question is, how long can Philly delay?
This is dangerous. Nene wasted his grab.
Mono isolated, man. They might be able to take him out. He's in a little bit of trouble. Gets back to his team at the last moment. Sato pushed way back here. Has to jump back in, but he does have his shatter available. He's going to use it. Knocks on Meko. Mono down as well. Goodbye, Nene. And New York can't hold on. Philadelphia Fusion going to hold for now.
After some very intelligent Overwatch, NYXL used Nene's grab on the far doorway on the left side as you're looking at the point from the attacker's perspective.
Yeah, that was odd.
And I think that they thought that would delay long enough for them to capture, but nobody ended up walking that way. And the Philadelphia respawn came in. They went through the opposite doorway and got back to the point. And by that time, they did have support ultimates available. NYXL had burned theirs. And now Carpe sitting with another Graviton Surge and nearly 100% energy.
Close call for Animo. Carpe nearly got him. He's going to drop the grab as well onto New York. Transcendence from Jonak again. Self-destruct's coming in for both teams. No kills, though. Mono and EQO down. New York, without their main tank, they're going to have to back away. They get Boombox, but you can't really fight that short-handed, although maybe with all of these kills now you can, but I don't know, man.
I mean,
they're backcapping here.
I mean, there's a Graviton.
They got it!
They backcapped Doa. They had another Graviton. It was
right in there.
only the Brigitte and Neptuno on the Lucio that were up, so they only had to catch two members. There was no defense matrix.
They only
just
need that
hold
one
them off
tick.
the point.
All right.
There you go.
There it is. New York getting 2 points. Philly tries to equalize when we come back. Smooth moves by NYXL, and they will come away with 2 points on their attack on Temple of Anubis. Nearly 4 minutes in the time bank for them, 3:59 to be precise.
I mean, it's crazy how fast the XL adapt to situations and how well their communication works to identify the win conditions that they have with 1 tick remaining and the players and ultimates that they have on any given point. And that was always their strength, was in-game adaptation. You can beat them temporarily, but it is very, very difficult to take them out. So what you're going to see here is several members of the XL go over to the point, and then he just jumps over, and he knows there's only 2 left alive.
Yeah, just grab
Use the
him.
grab there, 3 left on the point. You only need that 1 tick. Happens very fast.
Credit to New York as well for turning that fight around after Mono died pretty early in that one. Don't forget, on Sunday, Disney XD, Vancouver Titans versus Boston Uprising. That should be a fun one. Should be cool. You can watch it on tons of places.
So many places.
So mostly Disney XD now. Here we go. New York Excelsior on the defense. Philadelphia Fusion going to try to get something going on their attack.
So they're scouting with the Wrecking Ball. They're going to see no Reinhardt. That's what they're checking for. And then, are they going to decide to go back and get the Reinhardt because they know it's a Winston 3-3?
Yep, Carpe over to the Zarya.
Nope,
and
they're running Winston themselves. All right, so Philadelphia opts into the Winston 3-3 mirror, which is what was supposed to be better for them that we thought coming this season.
Right, we were thinking about that because we know Sato is generally a stronger Winston player, but it's definitely not panned out for Philly the way we thought it would. Here we go. They're going to jump in now, trying to get aggressive on the Jonak, on the Ana. Neko, a lot of damage onto him, but Jonak can heal him up quite quickly. Mono protecting as well. Nice sleep dart onto Sato, too.
Oh, anti-heal from the Ana.
Could be big if they can finish him off. Can't quite do it, it seems like. Mono on the run. Has to avoid going back in now. And they're just trying to finish off these tanks. They've got a couple of really low Carpe in big trouble here.
Yeah, the Ana really helping out, though. And as long as these fights are scattered and they can't effectively focus fire with the Discord Orb, the healing from this Ana is going to be absolutely huge. And Jonak, he's nearly there at a nano boost already. That's going to go straight onto Mono. Really good grenade onto the supports.
3 people hit with that anti-healing.
But
Boombox
Mono's
and
down.
Neptuno in a lot of trouble. Yeah, Mono down. Philadelphia weathers the storm for now. They can get aggressive here.
Sleep onto the Diva, though. Poco, another anti-heal down just onto the Diva.
Sato down now. They finally finish him off. And Philadelphia without their main tank. It's going to be the nano boost onto Libero, helping him get that rally. Not even going to need to use it yet. He's just walking forward. You know, when you don't have a main tank, you can always nano boost your Brigitte, right?
Just make a main tank.
Basically, you just create a main tank in that situation, yeah.
Yeah, walking up right there, flailing away, getting that healing.
Yep.
Of course, rally now available. Poco going to have a lot of trouble here because there's no good place to throw yourself off the map to reset to get your mech back. That means a long stagger where Poco has to build that ult charge back up to 100 to remech. And that takes precious seconds off the clock.
Yeah, New York getting, or rather Philly getting pretty close to 6 ultimates, though. New York should have theirs fairly soon, too. Another decent biotic grenade from Jonak just to delay Philly a little bit. Sato getting aggressive here, though.
I mean, Jonak's already coming back up towards another.
Sato, he's down already. They get Mono as well. The Winston's trading places. Journeying to the afterlife together. They're going to go for it anyway. Crabs used by both teams. Sound barriers as well. Philadelphia Fusion still trying to approach the point with all the ults they've got. Both teams using everything. Poco still, though, saving that self-destruct. Maybe an opportunity here. Another nano boost. That's right, on the Brigitte again. But again, if your main tank is down, why not? This time, though, it might not be enough as Jonak taken out by Boombox and a bit of revenge there in the flex support position. Goodbye, Libero, and it looks like Philadelphia might be able to flip this one now. Yeah, they're going to get the point at this point.
Yeah, they will. Just torturing Meko a little bit.
As you do.
Just body blocking them in the doorway. Not able to actually stop this point. Oh, that's actually... Okay, finally. Have to eliminate the Diva because she finally gets through the body block doorway. NYXL switched over early for Mono onto the Reinhardt just to get a little bit of extra percent there, even though they were losing that fight. That's not going to help right now, though, as Sato bounces him into the rest of the team. This is looking great for Philly.
Philly's getting pretty good at killing Mono here early in these fights. Libero down as well. Good chance for Philadelphia Fusion. If they can win this fast, they can actually get more time in the time bank. They're in the grab. No follow-up, though. New York scrambling here. Philly might have it.
Yeah, Philly also still has a graviton from Carpe, so
all right.
They should be looking really good to take this point with approximately the same amount of time that we've seen from New York.
It's looking like that. Liberal swapped to the Batiste, but they couldn't quite keep everybody alive with the Immortality Field. Now New York back again. EQO down. Maybe a chance. Poco explodes. Takes out the both supports with him. It's going to be another sound barrier for Philadelphia Fusion as well. Meko and Nene kind of on their own here. Sato manages to finish off Mono. And they're holding. New York buying as much time as they can here.
They
They've
got
at least got the
Boombox.
better time bank. And maybe with these kills coming through, New York can do it. They've got the May there as well.
Oh, what a beautiful stall from New York.
What a save. Jonak in with the May again. We know what a boss he is on this hero. Carpe, though, the clutch Carpe trying to come back in with 2 kills himself. Sato's still there with the Primal Rage, and now they've got Jonak right where they want him. No, they don't. He's got his ice block, and Mono back on the Reaper.
It's only Sato on the point.
What is this? New York, how did they hold that?
And this is the same kind of play that we saw from Jonak in the stage playoffs when they were attempting to make that comeback against Seoul, where he absolutely saved them on Volskaya. This time, big swaps from the NYXL, and they are one of the best, if not the best, stalling team in this league.
Crazy. Well, Malik's going to be happy because here comes a Reaper. Mono swapping over to that one. You know, sometimes the main tanks play DPS in this meta too.
That's true,
Not
especially.
often.
I mean, the nice thing about playing Reaper on defense on this point for the stalls, you have access to that big health pack so easily.
Yeah, here we go again. So it's only 1 tick that Philly needs, and they're getting things. Nene down already. Philadelphia Fusion looking pretty good in this fight so far, and they might be able to claim it right here. It's looking pretty good, and they will get it. So New York able to buy probably like another minute off the time bank with that pretty insane defense, but Philly do get the job done. 2 points for them. Quick break, and when we come back, we'll see who takes it all in time bank. So, guess what? Philadelphia Fusion. Well, I was going to say, but then you interrupted me. Philadelphia Fusion gets the job done on their attack. 233, though, left in the time bank for them. Less than New York, who has 359. That is the extent of my math skills, Monty. But it does mean that Philadelphia Fusion has another chance to try to get a few points here.
Yeah, and look at that. That stall took 9 seconds off the clock. Now, of
pretty
course,
insane.
we can talk about what it also did, which was reset their ult economy, which made it easier for Philadelphia's next push to work.
Sure.
But 90 seconds is a lot of time to stall on an assault point B.
Oh, yeah.
So-
I think you're pretty happy with that if you're New York.
And this time, it will be the Winston-based 3 tank, 3 support once again. This is the smart move from Philadelphia to switch off right now. Let's see what they're going to change to. Will be a Wrecking Ball.
Oh, here we go. All right, it's DPS time. Carpe on the Hanzo, EQO on the Pharah. Neptuno swaps over to the support the Pharah on the Mercy, and Boombox on the Ana now.
So the reason why we're seeing this is a lot of it is because Jonak is on the Zenyatta. And if there was an Ana on the other side, I think they would be more reluctant to play this composition because Ana adds damage at range, especially to Pharah here.
Oh, yeah, especially with a player like Jonak. Your Pharah is not going to be safe.
Yeah, but as it is...
Oh, Neptuno out of the air. That said, Philly looking a little bit better in this attack here. Jonak and Mono down. Echo D-Mech, things looking okay for Philly.
Yeah, there is no resurrection, but we are going to see the Mercy get back faster. Actually, just a swap to Lucio. This is smart from Neptuno.
Okay, Libero, though, walks in, takes on Carpe. Now EQO trying to finish off Libero. Sato's going to help out with that one. Philadelphia's still looking okay on this push here. New York comes back. Mono back on the point again. But EQO, nobody's stopping this guy from raining all the justice he wants from above here. That said, Boombox down, and at the end of the day, Pharah can't take the point.
No, and you have a very low Wrecking Ball right now that can't stay on the objective.
Yeah.
So NYXL able to fight their way back onto the point, and they actually use the Winston well to take out EQO in the air. That's really their only option for reliable kills on some of these long-range heroes. They've got to jump onto that back line.
I mean, maybe you're going to have a nano-boosted barrage for EQO. You know, maybe that's your opportunity here. We'll see. They're going to try to start taking the point now. New York waiting for their moment here.
They're just going to rush them.
All right, there's Nanoboost. Yeah, Neptuno down already. Somehow Brigitte flew through the air and took him out. EQO, barrage from the side, but New York getting all the kills anyway. Jonak finishes him off before the rockets even land. And New York having no trouble shutting that one down.
I mean, their change in tactics is so smart. They just say, you know what? We have a Transcendence. Let's just rush their tanks on the ground before they poke us for too much damage from range.
Philadelphia trying to get back to the point. Can Neptuno get there? He's taking a lot of damage. Another grab keeps Philly off the point. I feel like we've seen that a lot today, Monty.
Yep. I mean, yes, they keep doing it over and over and over again because it's been so effective against
why not?
Fusion. Why not?
You can't get there if the grab's keeping you off the point. So that's about that. You know, the scariest thing about New York is that they're the total package, right? Where they've got the attacking skills, they've got the adaptability, but they've got the resilience on defense that few teams have too. The ability to kind of keep a cool head, make the right hero swaps at the right time, know who's going to be stepping on the point to delay. Like, New York just has everything going for them right now, it seems like.
Yeah, they're fantastically talented as a team, and we're seeing that in this match. And honestly, like, I think Philadelphia is playing pretty well so far today, but
I'd agree with you.
New York, I think, is playing near perfectly, and that makes it obviously very difficult to overcome them. I do agree Philadelphia Fusion running this composition on defense again because you're all in on point A, and you still have a chance to win this map as long as New York doesn't go above 45.3% on point A. Philadelphia Fusion will win. So entrench yourselves as much as possible. Make it difficult for the XL to actually move forward.
Right. This time, don't get distracted if there's a Hammond involved. That's the key. That's what kind of made it fall apart for Philly last time.
That was a very intelligent adaptation from the NYXL.
Let's see what they've got this time. I think we're going to see a little bit of scouting first. Mono running in there to see what they're up against. And yep, going to pop back. And there are the swaps. They're going to go with the Winston 3-3, Jonak on the Ana.
Yeah, they have to have the Winston. They didn't play, actually, the Winston last time, but it's just so much more effective because you can challenge the DPS heroes by jumping onto them, or the support heroes.
Right.
If they ever slip up, Carpe, of course, known for his Widowmaker skills, taking shots there, nearly picking a member off. NYXL resetting their cooldowns, and we're going to see that Winston jump in first.
Oh, he's looking for Animo. We'll see if he can find him here. Jonak. Oh, Carpe lines that one up perfectly. Sato down, though. There's a res. Neptuno bringing the main tank back, but now Carpe under pressure. Mono super low. Can he get back to the health pack? Gets the healing just in time. Carpe has to run to the other side, but they can chase him.
Yeah, problem is getting this Ana back to the rest of the team right now. She doesn't have any movement ability, so she has to walk, and that choke point, they know exactly where the Ana is with the infra sight. They can see her right now through the walls with the Widowmaker ultimate.
I mean, Jonak's just going to have to kind of duck and weave his way back to the point right now. Libero on there.
They got to sweep. He swept Boombox, and then they jumped on him. Jonak with a play from the choke.
We got to see a replay of that. Libero takes on Poco. Rez coming in. No, it doesn't quite happen. Sato down. Here comes the tire. It's going to need to be an amazing one. But it's not going to matter. New York on the point long enough anyway. And New York will take Temple of Anubis.
That was a beautiful duel between Jonak and Carpe at the end there. But again, the setup from Jonak on the first attack on A, he manages to take out the Junkrat. On this attack, he manages to sleep start Boombox, and instantly Mono is there to help him pick up the elimination.
New York with the 2-0 lead. Halftime when we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile, and by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
готовности. This is not the end.
Excelsior looking to continue their streak of dominance, and so far, so good. They're up 2-0 over the Philadelphia Fusion at the half. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Halftime. Malik here. We got Brandon Soey here at the Blizzard Arena. Guys, I don't know what else to say, but the New York Excelsior are just too good.
Yeah,
They really are.
They're
it's an issue, yeah, an ongoing issue, in fact.
Okay, sure. All right, well, let's jump straight into Busan. We got to see some Mono versus Sato. How'd you guys like the matchup between the two main tanks today?
I mean, honestly, I don't want to say it that way, but I'm still going to say it that way for the lack of a better phrasing. Unsurprisingly, Sato has been picked up first a lot. New York really punished it. And they always kind of laid out a bait. They always laid out one of their players, and then Philadelphia jumped in, mainly Sato jumping in, and they got completely rolled after that happened. And they did it so often that you would think that Philadelphia Fusion eventually is catching on to that trick and is not going in aggressively. But yeah.
This is something that Monty was hitting on in his cast, actually, about that Sato is kind of being caught out of position, not because, he's a bad player necessarily, but because of the chaotic nature of what Philadelphia like to play. Saicho also holds the exact same opinion on this. I think there's a narrative that's kind of going around that Sato isn't a great main tank right at the moment, but he does fit the play style of Philadelphia, where they like to capitalize off of set plays quite well. But statistically, you can see here, with a one-sided game, you're going to get one-sided numbers, and Mano obviously outperforming him in every single category here when it comes to it.
Right, and that was just the first map. I do want to point out that, Mono had a good first map, but then if we're going to go ahead and move on to the second map, which was, kind of Mono not playing up to par. He had the most deaths that he ever had on Anubis. What do you guys think of some of the play we saw from him? And more importantly, Jonak, who was super popping off that map.
Yeah, Jonak absolutely popped off. And as you said, Mono did not underperform, but I think the Philadelphia Fusion did a fantastic job at actually isolating him and picking it off, which resulted in a lot of deaths. But he was the playmaker here. Jonak rolled on his own. I think he hit like 7 out of 7 sleep darts in the end of that game.
And it's kind of crazy, actually. We talk so much about Jonak that it's almost like underwhelming when you see him pop off like this. Right. But we need to put it in perspective. Like, this guy is absolutely ridiculous. And even here, when he flexes over to the Mei, a role that he occasionally brings out, always dominates on this role. He seems to excel on these heroes that have the kind of like medium to fast moving projectiles, like Zen, like Mei, His aim is just incredible.
He took a Widowmaker in the very end against Carpe.
He really did. Like, he was just on point the entire game. It's 7 enemies slept. Right. This is just ridiculous. It's absurd. And I'll go into a bit more detail because he was running Ana into Poco on the Diva with the Defense Matrix. And Defense Matrix's ability, we may have some viewers at home, might not know, it negates a lot of these projectiles. It negates them completely. It eats them up and takes them out of the game. Right. So when you've got a Diva in a game, normally you don't play an Ana. But New York, they ran the Ana anyway because it's the long sight lines coming into on Temple of Anubis. Right. But just absolutely destroying on that one roll, which is so crazy to see. And it kind of gets a bit underwhelming. You get used to Jonak performing like this on a regular basis. We are spoiled, but he is crazy. He's just an absolutely unreal player all around.
Yeah, Jonak singing the softest lullaby, putting all the competition to sleep. All right, guys, moving into the second half. We got Blizzard World coming up next. Is this the map that the Fusion could turn things around on, or is it going to be more dominance from the NYXL?
I mean, honestly, I think realistically, you would always expect New York to win a match. However, I do think that the Fusion played really, really well, and I do think they can go the distance. So it's not impossible for them to actually win on Blizzard World, but I would still go with New York to make a safe bet.
Yeah, right now I'm definitely feeling New York a lot more when it comes to this. I mean, I don't want to underestimate Philadelphia. We know that they're capable of bringing a lot of these fights to New York Excelsior, especially in map 5s. This is the team that was known for taking it to map 5. We know they're capable of reverse sweeps, but New York right now are just kind of, it feels like they are miles ahead in terms of their understanding of how to play triple tank, triple support, which is dominant composition. And Philadelphia, they've got a lot of catching up to do. I mean, if I was to point out one individual thing that they can fix between this half and the next, I would definitely say Carpe's bubble usage, I think, could be improved a tad.
Right.
Sado's survivability, he looks a lot worse than he should, I think, because he's being pressured so much and the bubbles are being forced out earlier or later.
All right, well, we'll see if the Philadelphia Fusion can push it to a map 5. We got the second half coming up, so stay tuned. You won't want to miss it. They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Overwatch League. I know, it's a little bit tough for Philly right now. I get you, man, but don't worry. We've got a few more maps to go. And, you know, like we said earlier, Philadelphia, if you compare how they're playing today, you throw out the scoreboard, look at how these guys are actually playing in the maps. I think they're looking better today than we've seen them look in Stage 2 so far.
Yeah, I agree. And they came in today saying that they felt more confident in their play this week up against the NYXL. We've seen that, but it hasn't actually translated into winning a map yet.
Not yet.
And so NYXL's lossless streak continues, now sitting at 22 maps since their last map loss.
It is pretty insane. We're going to go to our escort map next. It's going to be Blizzard World, a place where Philadelphia can once again try to topple NYXL. And if it's going to happen at all, it's going to happen today, I think, in Stage 2 for Philly, mostly because this is the last match they play against New York, but also because I think they are genuinely looking pretty good today. So,
and we'll see. They are 2-0 this year on Blizzard World. So true. Small sample size, but so far undefeated for the Philadelphia Fusion. So perhaps
it's okay. In esports, we love those sample sizes.
Very small. And this might be their best chance to take a map in this series. NYXL came in saying that they want every map. Now they have at least a very serious regular season challenger in the Vancouver Titans, and that means map differential, considering that both of them are so far undefeated in the regular season. Map differential is what is going to separate these two teams.
We've seen some sneaky stuff with Symmetra trying to teleport people onto hardpoint in the past. We saw one on Paris the other day.
Yep.
Does Meko maybe have a similar plan here?
No,
just
they're
get up to the
scouting
high
with
ground
it.
fast.
Yeah,
all right.
they're scouting with it.
I got all excited, man.
Yeah, you scout with it and then you switch off to the Lucio, who can get back to the team quickly.
Yep.
And wall right up into that high ground, saves you a couple seconds, but at this level of competition, those seconds matter.
Sure do. They're forcing Philly to jump down. Sato right in the middle of everybody here. New York, not stopped though. They're just going to keep pushing forward, doing a lot of damage to Carpe. Oh, Sato though does take out Libero with the fire strike.
Big elimination on the Libero.
Oh, huge. Oh, but Sato down now too. Jonak finds the final blow. And New York might not be out of this fight yet.
Hey, Mono has to charge out because they need to get their tank line healed up. But the reason why NYXL was playing so aggressively is because they did so much damage to the frontline HP.
Right.
But key pickoff through those barriers onto the Brigida changes the fortunes of the NYXL, and now they have to slow push.
Well, Sato is nearly back, but New York been able to get a nice little ult advantage too throughout all of this. Jonak has his Transcendence. Boombox still 25% away from getting his. Now the grab comes in for New York. Nene, D-Mex, Poco, Jonak with the Transcendence just to keep everybody safe here. Shatter comes in, doesn't get a whole lot done for either Reinhardt, but New York getting the kills, and they should get point A.
I mean, just a great delayed Transcendence there from Jonak as well. Yep. You could really see how New York Excelsior get every benefit from their abilities. That is an unnecessary death from Nene.
Whoops.
And that is going to reset his Zarya energy. You really don't want to do that.
That's pretty rough. Yeah, you don't want to give that all up, especially having such a solid point A. They never really ended up having to reset at all. They just kind of had to wait a little bit.
They got greedy trying to make space on the map after the payload was released upon capturing point A.
Yeah.
End up paying for it a little bit.
A couple ultimates available for Philly. We'll see how long they can hold the door. That's not a Game of Thrones reference, but I guess you could take it as one. It could be.
I mean, Philadelphia needs to go. They should realize that they have this rally advantage because of the first death from Libero.
Oh, Soundberry coming through. Sato down. Jonak, another early kill on the tank. He seems to always find that final blow. I appreciate that.
Jonak is having a very good day.
Sure is, yeah.
As our halftime crew.
Libero down again here. New York getting aggressive. Looks like they might. Well, we'll see what they decide to do. Okay, grab from Philly. They're committing here. Self-destruct from Meko. Trying to counter that one. Nobody goes down. Mono, though, taken out by Philly, and they're going to have to reset.
Yeah, they do have to reset. Fortunately for the NYXL, Meko does not get demeched on the Diva and does manage to make it back to the bulk of his teammates. Trying to play around this corner right now, using the cover to eliminate the enemy incoming damage. Now they're back on the payload, trying to move forward.
That's the plan. Oh, Nene finished off Sato. That was a big earth shatter from Mono to start that one off. And now Jonak just padding the stats a bit.
As you do
That's
for
right.
Jonak. He's the master of the cleanup here on the NYXL. 85% back towards his trance. We are going to take a look at that earth shatter that occurred as Mono comes through the doorway.
Whoa. Yeah, just walks past Sato.
That's a nice
actually,
move.
Sato got
and a stun.
Okay.
Yeah, stun onto Sato there. So great setup as they realized he was stuck in the corner. So isolating him with some of those crowd control abilities was easy, and you can see the teamwork of the NYXL there instantly reacting to that situation.
A lot of displacement going on for sure. New York still trying to push ahead on this cart now. Philadelphia, again, a good amount of ultimates to use. See if they can maybe get a hold like they did early on.
He was trying to bait the grab there.
Yeah.
That's why he was flicking. He was trying to do what Fury did.
So you're not Fury yet, buddy. You got a chance. There's a grab coming in for New York, though. Gonna go for it. Now the grab gets used by Carpe as well. Support ultimates coming out. There's the boop. But Mono gets a shield in front of the self-destruct anyway. New York has to dedicate to the sound barrier to this as well, though. Backing off for just a moment while the dust settles before pushing forward again.
We can see Philadelphia play. Yeah, there you go. Play aggressively with the sound barrier.
Yeah, you've got the advantage in the ults there. Oh, nice stun, though. Coming in from Philly as well. Doesn't look like they can follow up on it.
No, they can't because Meko threw the self-destruct, so they couldn't actually walk back.
Yeah.
It's a good zoning self-destruct to prevent further damage onto the NYXL.
Poco pretty low. The health total's starting to drop a little bit for Philly here. New York pushing forward. Meko actually needs to get saved here, still in his mech, but just barely. Sato Off the left side, he's getting aggressive here. He's starting to walk forward. Got to be careful with that. Carpe does demech Meko, though. They did get the kill onto that Diva suit. So that will force New York to back off.
Yeah, they're still just going to poke right now until they can get another Diva mech charged up onto Meko. They're nearly there right now. Meanwhile, Philadelphia Fusion sitting on a Transcendence, so they'll be able to answer Nene's grab.
Grab immediately from Philly. Grabs on both sides, in fact. No kills coming in. Now the Transcendence is used simultaneously again. I feel like it's a challenge to see who can use the ults at the same time. There's a Shatter, though, from Meko, walking forward with the Fire Strike, but again, not a lot caught by that on the Philly side. New York having to back off until the rally. Now they're going back again. It's a reverse tug of war here over the point right now. Boombox finally demechs Meko, though. Mono in a lot of trouble as well. Can they keep him healed? Barely, but either way, they need to back off. Need to give Meko more time to get that mech back again, which is right now. And
another grab.
Again. Here we go. Nene builds him up so fast, and now New York getting the kills they need. Wow.
So patient. That? The NYXL, both teams really understanding how to sequence their ultimates right there. Both grabs come out. Nobody uses Trance because there's no follow-up damage from either team while they're both grabbed. Then both teams re-engage with Trance, right? And it goes back and forth in mirror.
Sure.
But Nene eventually gets the advantage through another Graviton Surge, and now they're rolling.
Well, speaking of advantages, New York pressing theirs to the maximum. Getting a few kills as they roll forward into point C. Getting a lot of distance on that payload now.
That was actually a very well-played fight by both of those teams. The really big difference was that the second grab came up before the second Transcendence from Boombox, and that little advantage as NYXL grounded out ended up being the difference maker, and now they're back in.
Here we go again. Meko self-destruct coming in. Carpe's grab got eaten by Meko. He ate the grab and then he self-destructed. Carpe did finish off Animo, but Sato down, so maybe New York can keep pushing forward here. Jonak, ooh, the dual Boombox. Jonak down! Boombox takes a 1v1, but Mono comes in from behind with the hammer, and New York still coming out ahead of that fight. The payload has not stopped.
Yeah, payload's moving, but they've got to get Jonak back. They have sent Animo back with his speed boost to go ahead and move Jonak to the objective just a little bit faster. Try and taxi that Zenyatta. Philadelphia Fusion have a lot of time to get set up here on the final point.
That's the plan anyway. Here we go. Rally from Libero, giving them that extra armor as they push in. Nene finds a spot to plant the Graviton Surge. Sandra comes out. Carpe! Oh, he got shattered and taken out. Libero capitalizing on that one. There goes Sato as well. And this looks like it's the end of the attack run for New York. They should be able to finish this one off. Poco did get Mono down, but there's enough members of New York. Maybe Boombox with the Transcendence could buy enough time. They're scrambling. They're trying anyway. New York does give a little bit of ground. Man, that looks so bad for Philly at the beginning.
They lost the Reinhardt, so they don't have the presence on the point to push it forward. So there's not a lot of opportunities for NYXL in spite of that Shatter.
Shatter again comes in for Sato.
Oh, just barely saved.
He saved him with the double support ultimate. I can't believe it. Poco self-destruct. Mono gets a shield up in time. Can New York turn it around? They're going to have to do it shorthanded. I don't think they can. Mono and Libero down at the last moment. Philadelphia Fusion might have found the key to winning this defense. They lose Carpe, but there's nobody left from New York besides Animo to contest this point. And that's going to be it. Philly holds at the end of C.
Best we've seen from Philly so far.
It's great. Neptuno just shrugging it. Like, I healed.
Yeah, he played well, and so did the rest of his team. Ult economy looking good from the Fusion.
Quick break, and when we come back, Philly goes on the attack. But so far, Philly unable to get a few map wins. That said, great defense at the end of point C on their Blizzard World defense round. Now they go on the attack with a real chance to win this map and get back in the series and New York Excelsior's win streak, or rather, not lost streak.
Not lost
on
streak.
Maps. Not lost streak. That's right. They do have one tie versus Shanghai, but they have not lost a map. Meanwhile, go to that website right there to get your tickets to the Atlanta Rain homestand weekend, July 6th through 7th. Should be a good time.
ATLRain.com will be our second homestand weekend. Should be quite exciting.
Yeah, we got Dallas next week.
That'd be really fun. Yeah. So this time around, though, NYXL, like you say, trying to keep their streak alive. Currently sitting at 22 since they lost their last map. Philadelphia Fusion did prevent them from taking point C.
True enough.
So an opportunity here for the Fusion to win outright on their attack round.
Poco throws in the Sonic Arrow. Gets a bit of information about what New York has waiting for them on the high ground there.
Ryan 3-3, not too terribly surprising.
Nope. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Or I guess if it is broke, keep using it.
Yeah.
Either way.
Either way. It's a little bit of a conundrum when we talk about video games.
That's right. Philadelphia Fusion getting aggressive on the point right now, trying to burn down Mono's shield. They finish him off here. Mono getting a lot of support from his team.
That is a massive biotic grenade onto the front line of the Fusion.
Three members of Philly having to back off there. No healing coming in.
Jonak already at 70% of an ult. You got another one.
Yeah, Poco and EQO hit with that one. And it's so tough because he can't push in with half-health team members. Sleep Dart gets absorbed by the Zarya shield, but Jonak buying his team so much time already here on point A.
And he's already got a nano, so if they push in, that's going to go straight onto Nene most likely, depending on his energy.
Or Libero, who knows?
Yeah, or Libero, who knows?
It's happened a couple times. Yeah.
It's been a bit weird, but it has been effective.
If Animo jumps at the right time, maybe. Oh, here we go. It's going on to Mono instead, though. Hammer coming in. Sato deciding to take Animo for a ride off the edge of the map. But meanwhile, New York pushing forward, and it looks like Philly's going to reset.
Yeah, but that kill from Sato is actually beneficial to them because of the respawn distances. Lucio's going to come back right now, so Philadelphia going to be at full strength as we see Animo trying to get back to the point. Looks like he will get back just in the nick of time.
He's going to get there pretty quick. I think the loss of ult charge is what's going to hurt them more than anything, is Neptuno's about only about 6% higher. I thought it'd be more of a difference. I guess New York's not in a bad spot after all.
Yeah, only using the nano boost too, so they're approaching 5 other ultimates to use.
Yeah.
And nearly 2 minutes drained off the clock already.
All right, pushing forward are the Philadelphia Fusion now. Rallies on both sides. Boombox waiting for a chance to use that Transcendence. It's going to come soon. There's the grab. Transcendence a little bit held. Make sure you can heal up at the right time. Now the grab gets used on the other side, and Jonak down. Good pick by EQO. Nice shadow, though, from Mono. Oh, self-destruct. Gets 3, Meko. The timing between the shatter and the self-destruct.
And the charge as well.
Beautiful.
Taking Sato out of the equation while he was on the ground in the stand-up animation. So there's not going to be any barrier available to the Philadelphia Fusion. Beautiful bomb from Meko.
Yeah.
No place to run.
What a turnaround. That's just one of those clutch things that New York does to you sometimes. You lose Jonak, which is big, but then you make a play like that.
And Philadelphia, they've got a self-destruct. That's not going to be a useful ultimate right here unless they can use it to carve somebody off. But Excelsior right now all standing in a line on the point, so self-destruct not going to be effective, at least for the engage. You have to go back to poking right now. Nano boost again available for Jonak.
Yep, 1 minute remaining now for Philly's attack. They need to make something happen quickly, need to try to build some ultimates as fast as they can. Sleep Dart comes in onto Boombox.
It's Boombox again through everyone.
Well, that time, sometimes you just throw that Sleep Dart into the mass and see who drops. And Boombox lucky he didn't get taken out there, even despite being behind his team. Now Philly moving in again. Nano boost onto Mono. Gets the damage done. Nearly has that shatter available. He's got it right about now. Got to watch out for that self-destruct. Drops the shatter. Oh, but he can't get the shield around in time. Poco grabs 2 with that bomb. And now Philly in there. 6v4. And looks like they're going to be able to get point A.
That was an excellent punish with the self-destruct. They figured out a way to use it by really just playing off of the nano boost that the NYXL was using.
Yeah.
Now, normally, one of the reasons why we see Ana returning in this metagame here in Stage 2 is that the nano boost creates so much pressure. If you put it on that Reinhardt as the defensive team and they have to walk into you in order to contest the point, sometimes you have to burn support ults just to survive it, which means that the Graviton can be more effective when it comes through.
Well, speaking of grabs, here they come now. And Boombox uses the Transcendence to keep everybody alive. That said, Poco removed from the grab and taken down. His mech out of the way. Philadelphia Fusion pushing up anyway.
And they staggered him right there. It was just Meko looking at Poco. Poco was in a remech animation, and that's when they decided to take him out just to maximize their 6 versus 5 time here on the payload.
It's looking a little bit rough for New York right now. Libero down early. Carpe charged up completely. There goes Mono. It's going to be the end of that fight right now. New York finding a way to regroup. But it's going to be some good distance for Philadelphia Fusion here.
Yeah, and they keep picking off Libero too, which I think has been, when we've seen them get big pushes on the payloads or when we've seen them get a lot of time on capture points, it has been with Libero dying first. So that has been a focus of the Philadelphia Fusion today.
New York with some good ultimates available. Dropping down now, trying to separate the members of Philly. It's going to be Crab gets eaten by Meko. He was ready. Meanwhile, Nano boost over onto Mono. Going to claim some kills as they finish off that fight.
Yeah, Philadelphia escaping, though, with the sound barrier. And considering we saw both the Nano Boost and the Graviton, that's a lot of the pressure from the front line gone for this next fight. We're going to take a look at Meko right now. Just going to...
he's behind him.
Yep.
He was behind him the whole time. You can kind of reach that defense matrix over the Zarya's shoulder and eat the grab that way sometimes too.
It was a very narrow timing window too, because the grab was on, then off, and it looked like the grab had just come up again. Before that Graviton surge. I don't think that's. I think that's an understandable mistake from Carpe.
It's tough to avoid having it get in a defensive matrix sometimes. Defense matrix, right? Here we go. Shatter, doesn't get anybody really. Now they're going to get aggressive. Sound barriers. Philadelphia rushes in. 25 seconds or so remaining as they try to finish off B. There's a grab from Nene. New York trying to finish this fight off. Let's see if they can. Self-destruct. Doesn't really get the kills they were hoping for now. It's going to be one coming in, and Poco finds Mono. Again, Philadelphia Fusion using that self-destruct to finish off the point. Getting the kill on Libero as well, and balloons flying into the air joyfully as Philly finishes point B.
And they're not going to decide to commit the Transcendence to that. NYXL knew it was a losing battle, and they've taken so much time off the clock. 90 seconds right now. Mono going to get bopped around right there. That means free movement on the payload.
Yeah.
Libero and Mono could not make it back to their teammates from the other spawn room. Split spawned. And now Philadelphia Fusion, they've got to win basically every fight from here on out with their time remaining.
Pretty much. They've given themselves a chance, though. That box right there on the floor is where they need to push the payload to win the map. There's a grab. Okay, Carpe using it. Libero down again. Jonak can't keep him alive.
That was a really good use of bubble from Carpe. He cut off line of sight by using the bubble to prevent the Transcendence heal from coming in.
A great charge from Sato, too.
Yeah, they're being proactive right now. Go ahead and use that Graviton aggressively. You know you're coming up on some key ultimates, particularly your support ultimates. You know Nene has the Graviton surge, but you have the tools to deal with that. And you're going to have a counter chatter as well. So this is it. This is do or die for Philly.
They are so close, man. They got to win one more fight, and then they can maybe get back in the series here. There's a grab from Nene, though. New York trying to turn it around here. Transcendence used by Boombox. Mono walking forward. It's a nice fire strike there, everybody. Not close to that shatter, though. He wasn't able to really do anything with it before. Mono, sorry, shield on him to keep him alive, but he is low health. Looks like Jonak might have the Transcendence just in time, but Mono down. He couldn't use it. He couldn't use it in time to save his main tank, and Philly with a real chance here. EQO down from the self-destruct. Here comes the sound barrier now from New York. Can they use this to push forward? The grab not doing a whole lot, although it does seem like Meko. They have done it. Philadelphia Fusion. Boombox and Sato getting the kills in the end. And that is the end of the streak for New York. Unless Mono can get a miracle hold here. He can't. And Philly back in it.
Animo tied in his sound barrier animation. And that is going to be a Philly win here. The undefeated streak of maps from the NYXL ends at 22.
Philadelphia definitely a bit of momentum out of this map as we look ahead to map number 4. Do not miss it. We'll be back with more Overwatch League right after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
The streak is over. Philadelphia. Fusion ending New York's streak of not lost